Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Off the Balcony podcast.
Woo.
This will be our genesis in a way.
Yeah, I guess so. Welcome, everyone. My name is Wade. You probably all know me because I'm the guy who goes to cons as Chris Chan. Actually, wasn't that the funniest fucking thing when we were at the Binnies today and like. What was that song that was playing?
I Want It That Way.
Yeah, I Want It That Way started playing, and I just look up and I'm like,
Tell me why.
I'm stuck as a virgin with rage. Yeah, there you go.
Alright, I'm Steven. I'm the,
The tech guy.
de facto producer, tech guy.
Since you helped
So-
Mr. Agitator with his... you did your best, but it's like, the tech situation was untenable.
I was also 3 sheets to the wind. So there was...
we were all drunk off jungle juice that night.
To everyone who's gone to those cons, you're welcome.
Yeah, to that party. Hey, I want to give a shout out to the party that was in the basement at Anime Magic. If you drank some Coke trying to chase your drink and you ended up even more drunk, Steven, why don't you tell him what happened?
Sorry, Steven ruined your night.
But that had Coke and rum Kila in it. And for those who are unaware, we have a bottle of rum Kila, which is Red Eye Louie's
Hellish creation.
ambrosia from hell. It is a coconut rum and tequila mix that's been distilled
Okay, well, while he figures that out,
too many fucking times.
I'll go next.
yeah, why don't you
Yeah,
introduce?
I feel like you need his context before you get to me.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, my name is Jan, and I would say that I'm sort of the George Lucas of this group. I'm like the visionary behind some of our better, for some of our more ambitious ideas.
Anyway.
Even though
Some people call me a terrorist. I call myself a teacher.
And even though I will say that I need these two bozos to help me out carry.
We should not be recording this drunk.
We're not drunk. We just got started. Don't worry about it.
I have not begun to drink yet.
I haven't begun to peak.
If anyone,
I'm not even at my full power.
if anyone else is very confused listening to this, don't worry. You're gonna be even more confused as we keep drinking.
Why are you talking like Rose Chew? Which, by the way, okay, Jan brings up a good point, though. Let's talk about how we got started.
Like
how
We can introduce our fourth member before we go too far.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
It's supposed to be off the cuff.
My name is Hannah. I've been going to cons for almost 10 years now, but dating Jan and getting absorbed into this group is how I actually started doing stuff at cons besides just walk around talking to nobody.
You're a groupie who joined the band.
And
So,
I am also the voice of Rose Chew because I can do a little anime girl voice.
yeah, that's how you got the job, actually.
We had one requirement.
Okay, let's first talk about me and Wade's history.
Yeah, sure.
We met each other 2015 September.
I thought you were going to say 20 years ago.
September.
Yeah, right.
September 2015, and let me tell this story because I think I could tell it from my perspective. We were in a history class together, and the teacher asked, and this is my best impersonation of the teacher, "Did you do anything historical over this summer?" And I just raised my hand and just said, "Yes, I visited Hitler's bunker." While I was visiting my family in Poland, one of the places we visited was the Wolf Slayer, one of Hitler's bunkers in Poland, which it's its own thing. We're not a history podcast. We're a drunk idiots at cons podcast, so I won't go into too much detail on that. But anyways, for a history professor, she did not give a shit.
Yeah, it was so weird that she did not care about going to one of the most important people in history's house, but go off, I guess, as the Zoomers would say.
Anyways, at the first Anime Con meeting, Anime Club meeting, Wade just ran up to me and Wake ran up to me and just asked me, "Tell me everything you saw there." And all I said was, there was just about only concrete left there, like nothing more. I didn't think much of Wade for like a good, I don't know, 6 months or so.
Well, we didn't really hang out that much because you left the anime club for a while, and I only saw you really in class, and we kind of, we kind of partnered up on some projects and stuff, but it wasn't really, much. It was more of like a working relationship more than anything else.
Yeah, actually, what's funny is that I think me being here right now happened like was basically the biggest accident imaginable. Like the semester after that, I had a class Thursday afternoons, which Thursday afternoons was the former meeting time of our anime club. So there was another reason why I couldn't make it anyways, but one day my professor just got sick and I just realized, I have a Thursday afternoon off now, so what should I do? Maybe go to anime club, and lo and behold, just when I started going there again, Wade and a couple of other people we knew at anime club were talking about going to Midwest that summer 2016, and we were friends for a good while now, but and we went to several more cons together. But over the time, we kind of got bored, and we decided we should actively engage in cons. And like fall 2018, we were starting to brainstorm ideas like what we can do for panels.
Yeah, and it was sort of because we had been talking about this for a little, kicking around ideas of how we could better engage with cons, because me and him had kind of hosted panels sort of off and on and off before. We just, we wanted to find something that would hook people, and at the same time we were trying to think of ideas, I became obsessed with Chris Chan.
Oh yeah, I sent him the
You were the one who got me hooked on that shit.
The Frederick Knudsen documentary, I sent him that.
Yeah. And from there, like Gino's documentary literally started, couldn't have been more than 3 months after I learned who Chris Chan was. And, I just watched that religiously. Like it was my,
it was our Jeffrey Dahmer series.
Yeah. If you want a modern sort of equivalent. And I'd still like my modern, well, they kind of dress the same. So, but anyway, so we're thinking of stuff, and I'm thinking of like, what would be a fun thing? Because like we love like good, bad fan fiction panels, and I was thinking, what if we could build like a con brand, air quotes, around like a famous piece of bad fan fiction. So I'm running through all these different ideas. I'm thinking like, My Immortal, Jeff the Killer, I'm thinking all these different things. I'm like, and it suddenly like clicked. Like, wait, no, you're obsessed. Your thing is like Chris Chan right now. What is Chris Chan like back then? What was he principally known for? Writing Sonichu, one of the most famous like bad pieces of fan fiction ever. I'm like, I got an idea for you. Why don't we just read Sonichu? And you thought it was a great idea. I thought it was a great idea, but I wanted to take it a little bit further. I wanted to like start dressing and cosplaying as Chris.
You wanted to be Christian.
You wanted to wear his skin, like get inside of him.
Well, okay.
all he's done is short of being Christian is fucking his own mother. So,
and that's not happening. Goddammit. Okay.
But yeah.
My love quest is over, but not because of Anyway. Anyway. So yeah, I get the Chris Chan costume, the famous one that you see me in at conventions. That's literally the same one that I bought in like December 2018.
Yeah. The whole incident with the Chris Chan did what is why we don't actually advertise ourselves as a Sonichu panel anymore.
Well, we can at certain cons, like we went into Amkey, doing that, and they haven't turned us down since. So, Amkey's an awesome con. Can't wait to go back.
You should tell the story of how you guys found out about Christian.
Okay, well, we got to work up to that because I want to talk about how you two joined. So basically, for reference, when me and Jan started doing Sonichu, that was January 2019. Our first con as Christian and Sonichu was Zap 2019, and it's been like that ever since.
Yeah, we had like 2 other cast members, like their names are Donnie and Ian. Well, hopefully one day they'll be guests on the show, but
yeah. But how our 2 current other members joined? Hannah, since you joined first, why don't you talk about a little bit about how you got involved with us, because it is honestly pretty entertaining.
Okay, so I've been going to cons since 2014, but it was Anime Zap 2020, right before lockdown happened. I had the idea to try and host like 4 or 5 panels to get the panelist badge so I wouldn't have to pay to get in. So I threw some hastily thrown together panels, like a badly explained JoJo and stuff like that. And
you ran the karaoke
explaining
panel
my
too, didn't
idol
you?
shows. Yeah. My last con on Sunday was anime karaoke, and Jan was over there in the crowd. And at one point after the show, I asked him if I knew him from somewhere because he looked familiar, and I knew him from that one anime club. He was there for, I guess, at least one of the days. He actually met me while I was dressed as a maid version of Little Caesars.
Alright.
Yeah, and later in 2020, he asked me to hang out with him, so I did. I mean, I didn't know we were actually dating until a few dates in, by the way. So, yeah.
Yeah, and thanks to you, we can't call your anniversary 9/11, so...
Yeah, it was around August when we had our first date, which was just us going to a restaurant and then going to the quad on his college campus where he showed me a video about Pamper Chew.
Oh, yeah, that's right, the Dead Wing Dork one.
Yeah, he showed me a video about Pamper Chew in a public park in the middle of the day on our first date.
You see, boys, that's how you keep a girl.
See, that's like our version of like I fuck on the first date. Okay, that's
Okay.
literally what's.
Okay.
I show you Pamper Chew on the first date.
Okay. Let me explain why this was more of a strategic move than just me winging it.
You can't pretend that you had a plan.
Yes, I did. I was following her on Instagram for like almost that whole year at that point, so I kind of...
Cyber stalking!
It's not cyber stalking when you're chronically online, Hannah.
Oh, anyway, tell us about the deal.
Well, actually, when I just knew that she was into like gross, disgusting things, so like...
Is that because you know I like reptiles?
No, it's because you're on Tumblr all the time.
Hey, dinosaurs are awesome. The fuck you on about?
We're just gonna air out on dirty laundry in the very first episode. I hope you guys stick with us.
Oh, did you still have more to add about that?
Well, funny enough, like on the day we kissed, Wade
Were you
sent...
there for that? It's like, it took a few dates for me to realize we were actually dating. So I didn't know if, just wanted pals or not. Yeah, so, yeah, our second date, he showed me Girls and Panzer, which, like, in retrospect, I should have known it was a date because I went over to his apartment. And at one point, he asked if he could lay his head in my lap.
Oh wait, we were watching Konosuba at the time.
No,
Yeah, so there was a whole time where Jan's head was in my lap and I was petting it, and still in my head I was thinking, are we dating? I mean, if any of my friends asked for this, I would. Yeah. And then, it's like, I remember it was around our third date, which I think we actually kissed.
Tell us the date.
September 11th, 2020.
I thought you were gonna say September 11th, 2001.
Yeah, I had my first kiss as a 1-year-old.
Hey, at least you'll never forget it.
And Wade, when I told him that, he literally sent me the famous Christian of an image saying, "Yes, my love quest is finally over."
I also remember on our third date you asked me, so do you actually know how to pronounce my name? Because I knew his name is spelled Jan, so for a while I was trying to think of, like, there was an equal chance it could be pronounced Jan or Jan. But
Because it's so much fun, Jan. Get it?
yeah, it's like I didn't want to just say one of them and have it be the wrong one, or I felt it would have been weird asking, like, by our third date, so what's your name? So,
Oh, like how it's pronounced?
yeah.
Did you, like, you knew how...
I knew what his name was, I never heard him say it, and...
Most disappointing edit of your name ever. Just it's all based on a communication error.
I mean, the rest of your name's easy enough, just the first name.
Yeah, like, ironically, my middle name is, like, the most English-sounding name ever. It's Ed. Actually, my mom, when I was a child, I would watch Lion King all the time, and one quote that my mom often quotes to this day is, "Ed?"
Life has many doors, Ed boy.
So anyway, yeah, you guys started dating.
And then I got absorbed into the con.
Yeah, how did? Oh wait, I absorbed you into the con group because I knew.
And funny thing is, I actually knew Wade before I knew Jan.
Yeah, because
you actually talked to me at the anime club.
Yeah, and you were with your friend Sarah. And we would invite you to, like, parties at my place where you get, fucking blasted.
I had my first alcoholic beverages at at Wade's apartment.
That's an honor that a lot of people have had.
Yeah.
Among
I was
many
18
others.
and I had 2 Mike's Hard Lemonades and felt warm and giggly.
And now you're drinking Tippy Cow and just going ham.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and insulting my boyfriend on podcast.
And at panels too, which we got plenty of stories about that. But anyway, so how I got you involved into the con group. So it's Anime Midwest 2021. I'm coming back, Jan's coming back, obviously, but we're gonna do this Sonichu panel again. Because how else are we gonna reopen our con presence after COVID? We're gonna do Sonichu, but like we need a Rose Chew. And the Rose Chews that we could rely on were out of the state or still afraid of COVID, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, like, who can we turn? And I'm like, wait a minute. Jan's got a girlfriend. And I'm like, hey, are you going? I text you. I was actually in at that Mega Replay, a store that, like sells used videos and stuff.
Doesn't exist anymore in our town.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm like, hey, you're going to Anime Midwest? And Hannah was like, yeah, I'm going to Anime Midwest. And okay, can you do like a goofy girly voice? And you start talking about like, yeah, I could do like an anime girl voice. Here, give him some of your anime girl voice.
Oh, Sonichu, I love you.
Yeah, that. And I'm like, okay, can you do that for us in like a panel setting? And you start asking why. And basically, the joke that I always come back to is that scene in Spider-Man 2 where J. Jonah Jameson is like, my society guy got hit in the head with a polo ball. You're all I got. That's basically where I was with like what we could do with the Rose Chew. But you joined us and, you agreed to do it very graciously.
And I brought the house down.
Yeah.
I will say that Hannah's Rose Chew is my favorite Rose Chew. Person to play Rose Chew, even though one of the other people who plays Rose Chew is a good friend of ours.
Yeah. We've had plenty of good Rose Chews throughout our years of conning, but you actually bring like an anime, like the anime girl voice is something that I hadn't thought of because
I feel like that's what Chris Chan himself would have wanted.
Yes. And the thing is, like, just as a quick tangent, the way that I run, like, the way I run the Sonichu comics is I let anyone who's, like, a voice role have complete creative freedom of the voice that they want to do. So, Jan, why don't you give them a taste of your voice just to remind them of what your Sonichu sounds like?
Don't lean in too far.
Go on. Come on.
I'm
Don't be
just
shy.
Oh, the battle is on. Oh, my name is Sonichu.
Yep.
And I love you, Rosachu.
Yeah. So it was actually funny because they were able to do something that the other Rose Chews, like they ended the Genesis with the Lovehogs.
Actually kissing each other on stage.
Yeah. And that was a cute moment. Like everyone kind of aw. That I'm like, oh shit, I could actually work this angle.
Yeah, this was. I didn't tell Hannah that this was going to be my idea to do it. I wanted this to be like natural and a surprise, but I don't know. It's not like the movies Kids where you give a surprise kiss and it works. It's more like it's more like shooting all around. It's not shooting straight. So
and fun fact. To lean into Steven's introduction, because Steven, you've been kind of quiet. Hey, don't worry, this is like Fight Club. If you join our group, you're gonna do panels. Anyway, so Hannah was the last person to join our group before Chris Chan did what happened. So that leads us into Steven's joining, which happened at a very pivotal time for our group.
Yes, it was. To backtrack a little bit before, we were at a party. I believe it was at your place.
Yeah, probably.
And I was like, wait. I saw some of the pictures that you would post on occasion, and I'm like, well, where'd you go to that? He's like, oh, I go to anime conventions. Would you like to go? I'm like, at the time, I'm just like bored out of my mind. I would just do summer jobs day in and day out. And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's go to one of these things. It was on the bucket list, why not? And then it is Zing
21.
Zing 21 on the internet's 9/11.
The day mankind met Chris Chan.
The day Chris Chan became more important than the Olympics.
Right? He overshadowed the fucking Olympics. Holy shit.
The day before Chris Chan was featured on Tucker Carlson. Now, Mr. Chan.
Mr. Chan. That's like the moment at the beginning of The Departed. We even made it to Tucker Carlson.
So at the time, I didn't know what we were doing. Because Weird's like, I can get you in for free, but you have to do some work for us. Like, you know, fine, it's not going to be too bad.
Yeah, you got more than you bargained for.
So I go, Wade comes and picks me up from my place. And I go, hey, Wade, you know who Chris Chan is? He's like, yeah, I'm familiar. I'm like, did you hear what he did to his mom today? What did he do?
My head fucking just, it was like that gif of Kermit just, what happened? I wanted an immediate situation report.
This is
someone dies in the background.
This is the one con I wish I could have attended with you guys.
Oh yeah, and you haven't missed a one cent, and you won't because you are a member of our group forever. So
yeah.
So we get in there, and he's like, I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, oh, and I said, yeah, Chris Chan fucked his mom. And the face the Wade made, it felt like he got hit, like I don't know, he had a girlfriend break up with him or something.
And because you didn't know that we were doing a Chris Chan panel, you probably had no context for why I was so concerned in that moment.
On the way up to, because we were going to pick up Jan from his place before we headed out to Zing.
Yeah, which is in Davenport. I mean, that's publicly available.
Yeah.
So.
I was like sharing memes. It was mostly like Sepia Tone Luigi, Sepia Tone Mr. Incredible, just looking sullen.
All right, campers. Today's challenge is to find a reason to keep going.
Fun fact: a Sepia Tone Mr. Incredible meme was how I like. Wait, what did Chris do? Like,
yeah, I mean. Keep in mind, I'm driving the whole way there, so I'm not there to, like, message people to confirm this. I'm just like, Steven, tell me what happened. What, is this confirmed? Don't fuck with me, right?
And then I went to the infamous Kiwi Farms, and it was true.
Rip.
And the Quickie where it's like, don't worry, Chris Chan won't rape anybody, got changed, got crossed out and said we were wrong.
We were so wrong. And that was like when we picked up Jan. You remember how I picked you up?
Yes.
You came out the door and I lean out my car driver's side window like, yes, my love quest is finally over.
Steven, this is Jan. This is Steven. Hey, how's it going? Oh, by the way, the interview dropped. Who wants to listen to that?
Yeah, the interview dropped while we were driving. We were driving down 88.
Yeah, we were driving out 88. We barely made it out of Chicago city limits, and there it was.
Well, we barely made it out of where you live when, like, I even found out about the news.
Yes. We were in a traffic jam and I was showing them memes.
Yeah, that traffic, that was the most perfect traffic jam we could have ever had.
God bless Illinois 55.
Anyway. Praise be to 55 because I was able to actually confirm some of this news for myself. And that was when, as we were getting closer to Davenport, I tell Steven, all right, Steven, listen, how we're going to get you into this con, we're doing a Chris Chan panel today. And that's the crux of this story. We were doing a Chris Chan panel the day the news broke.
Now, this didn't settle in for me until we went to a pub and got food, and then it hit me. Oh, no.
It was like,
oh, no.
Oh, how do you think I felt? I had to dress up as the motherfucker.
Literally.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The funniest thing was there were two, like, goth look, like, they were dressed as, like, goth anime maids. And they saw me coming. You remember that tunnel at the Radisson?
We were trapped at that tunnel, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Chris Chan!"
No, they did. They just started laughing, like belly laughs at me, and I'm like, yeah. I even looked back at them and said, "Look, I'm not going to stop you. I hate myself too."
This was like your Arthur Fleck moment becoming a Joker.
Like, well, here's the thing. Like, legitimately, because I talked with people who we knew at these cons, like, who had done Chris Chan stuff with us before. It was like, do we even continue with this? Like, and basically the consensus that we came to was, let's just try it. If it bombs, it bombs. We don't do it again. But if it floats, it floats. We get there, and the crowd at Zing, the crowd at Zing is electric. The crowd at Zing loves us. People are coming up to us saying, hey, I introduced my friend to Chris Chan today, and, because we knew this panel was happening. Like, well, you picked a hell of a day for that, partner. But the people there loved us, and they actually wanted us to stay on for, like, a while, because we were...
Originally, it was supposed to be only an hour, but since there were no panels after us, and it was a very late-night panel... And
it was actually mid-afternoon, but, like, there was...
Oh, yeah, it was.
Because I think that was the panel room that they were going to have Swayze and Hickman in.
Oh, yeah, I remember, because I got drunk, and it was only like 3 p.m.
I don't blame you.
John Swayze would approve.
I couldn't get... Yeah, shout out to John Swayze. We love that guy. And Jay Hickman. Great con guests and
speaking
voice
of
actors.
those two, and this is how I became a niche celebrity within these niche celebrity areas... there is a guy, what was his name?
Who?
Tipsy Bartender. So there's a guy named Tipsy Bartender who made a cocktail Cowboy Kool-Aid, and I'm going to give everyone a little bit of a secret for his stuff. If he drinks it, it's okay for you to consume. If he doesn't drink it, it's either a styled margarita or it has so much alcohol in it you'll die. So he drank this one, so I figured it was safe for us. It's only like 4 ingredients. It's like bottle of Everclear.
An entire bottle of Everclear.
Not like a regular size one, like almost a jug of it.
Like, you go to the rum and you see like the 1.75 mil. Yeah, 1.5 liter, right? You see those? Yeah, that size Everclear. I don't know how many ounces it was, but we had like 6 packets of Crystal Light that we would throw in there. Because that was enough pink lemonade. The pink lemonade. Yeah. And then we'd stir it up. And then we'd throw in a gallon of orange juice and then 30 light beers.
Which, down in Arkansas, you can actually get Bud Light in 30-pack.
We have since then moved to Busch Light because it's cheaper and it's dirty no matter where you go.
And it works. It works. you don't have to follow the recipe exactly. Just find good substitutes. That's like a good rule in any like.
It was
cooking.
the lemonade was originally Country Time lemonade in those like half-gallon packs, but we just measured it out to be that same thing within these like 2-quart per pack thing. So we just poured it all in. And it was also cheaper and a lot easier to find.
Yeah.
But so I made that, and I believe it was Blues.
Yeah, it was in
Memphis.
Memphis. In Memphis.
I asked. We went to Swayze. I had a little bit of a shot of it, and I asked the handler, "Is it okay?" I asked both Swayze and the handler, like, "Hey, is it okay if he takes a drink from me because people probably have a lot of drinks to give him. I didn't know at the time." He's like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll try it." I'm like, "Okay." He takes a sip, and he goes, "I can see how this gets you boys into trouble."
And it sure did. Like I'll be drinking.
The next con after that was Midwest 22.
And he was literally coming up to us during his one of his panels for more drinks. So.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
This is the shortest time I've ever had anyone with any type of A to Z list celebrity status recognize me just how I look.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a win.
You know what? That is a win. That's a major win. But tell us more about your experience at Zing.
Zing. Great bars, great everything.
Wonderful little con.
Yeah, if you do go to it, please do.
Make the party bigger.
Yeah. So from what I do remember of it, it's from what I do remember, it was mainly just us. You know how everyone who's like over 20, well, supposedly over 21 at conventions are. You just start your day, get some coffee, go get the breakfast from the hotel, wait until after like noon or 1 o'clock, and just get shit hammered. That was my experience.
I mean, drinking at cons basically starts at like 1 p.m. Okay.
It starts at 11 if you're not a coward.
Yeah, I mean, it could start anytime you want. I do want to try just drinking the entire day at a con one time. God, that's a weird that's a weird
bucket list item.
That's a weird goal.
I want my liver to commit suicide. That's what I want to do for a con.
Can I drink the whole day at a convention? That's what I want to do. That's what we signed up.
It's like that one Mads Mikkelsen movie that I still need to watch. You know what I'm talking about?
The one where he's dancing and stuff?
No, there's a movie he made recently that he and these few other guys had a bet that they would be drunk all the time. I need to
Yeah, look that up because that sounds like a fun movie. That sounds like a very fun movie.
Yeah, no, that was my Zing adventure because when they were reading Sonichu at that panel after we had our hour-and-a-half Q&A,
and we had
I have never seen a page. I don't know if that's a lie. I've seen the kangaroo
I'm not around. That's what it's called. It's according to Wikipedia. It's about 4 high school teachers consume alcohol on a daily basis to see how it affects their social and professional lives.
Mood. Anyway,
so I have the only pages of Sonichu that I had seen were the kangaroo court ones because that was the one in the Down the Rabbit Hole video.
Yeah.
So that's the only pages that I saw.
Yeah.
And then these guys introduced me to the Kursuke Hameha, and I just about died in my chair.
Yeah, I mean, folks, just reading Sonichu is something that if you want to figure out more about Chris Chan, do it. Read Sonichu. It's going to be one of the most weird, disturbing experiences of your life. But you can't find anything else like it. My Immortal just does not scratch the same itch that Sonichu does.
And you can actually see how the artists progress through their life from start to finish. Because first we just have Sonichu just being introduced as this quick, ready-made, copyright adjacent character, and then you end up with multiverse shenanigans with characters fucking everywhere and literally and figuratively, and so it's just shenanigans upon shenanigans. But after Zing and after we got the resounding response from the crowd,
we got a really, really good response. Really, just it basically saved us reading Sonichu, doing Chris Chan, doing Sonichu doing Rose Chu. It saved, like, because we didn't know what the future was, but, like, it made us more popular in a way. Like, it made reading Chris Chan stuff even more popular.
So, I guess, thank you, Chris, for fucking your mom. You made us more popular. That's like the weirdest shit.
Oh, and
thanks for
and
it.
and your boy recorded the video.
Ethan Rao.
Oh God, my famous locale. So even saying his name, by the way, whenever we release this, will get us on his radar because he has Google alerts for his name, much like Matt Jarbo did back in the day. But yeah, Ethan Ralph is basically a. Ethan Ralph is it would be my version of Chris Chan, and how they intersect was after Ralph filmed Chris Chan getting arrested in the hotel, and I believe in Virginia.
Virginia, yeah. It was in Charlottesville, I believe. No, not Charlotte. I think it was Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond.
Yes.
Forgive me.
After that, we believe the spirit of Magitu, or whatever fucking thing that made Chris insane.
A demon?
Whatever demon made Chris Chan insane, transferred itself into Ralph, and then Ralph went down the deep end. I will explain more if we do ever actually get into it, either in this episode or a later show. But, yeah, after that, he became my Chris Chan. Because the downfall was just Kino shit.
But just as a matter of fact, he was the one who recorded that video of Chris Chan being put in the cop car, and that is an important part of Chris Chan history, or Christory, if you are so inclined.
We had one locale recording another.
I mean, it's kind of like that other video of like EDP being caught looking for let's call it a cupcake. He was caught recorded by also a couple of idiots.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, but like, so you enjoyed your first con?
Yeah, the first con was fantastic. I love the panels. I met Quentin Flynn.
Right, that was big for you because you gave that autographed picture.
Yeah, my brother's birthday was approaching faster than mine, so I gave it to my brother for his birthday. But yeah, that was pretty big. That was like day one I did that. I was this drunken, sweaty mess, but I don't think he seemed to mind. He did have like gallons of hand sanitizer next to him since it was just out of COVID, so
yeah,
I don't blame him for having all that, especially being around all those people in the con.
But like since COVID had kind of subsided, we've been to so many different conventions so far. It's been amazing. It's been just an amazing ride. But so with that, why don't we talk about some of our favorite con memories? Hannah, why don't you start? I mean, there's a big well to choose from, isn't there?
Oh, I remember the thing I was gonna bring up earlier while you were talking about John Swayze.
Yeah.
That Midwest where he
What year?
recognized you. The last one we had.
Oh,
Midwest
22. Okay.
Yeah, when his daughter Olivia was there, and she's good. She's in the dubs of a few idol shows I like Review Starlight and Bendery. But during her Q&A panel, I went to that and actually apologized to her for how much our group is responsible for getting her dad drunk. Yeah, told her, I'm sorry that me and my friends get your dad drunk, and said, you and the rest of the world.
I mean, I did DM Swayze via Instagram.
I did too one time.
The recipe for Cowboy Kool-Aid. So I hope if he has made it, John, you're welcome.
John,
Olivia, we're sorry.
John, we love you. We want you one day to be a guest on the show.
Yes, please.
Yeah, maybe I can get that set up. We'll see what happens, but not to overreach.
Not today, not tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow.
Like how you guys DM all these voice actors. Well, usually I'm scared to text back people I know. Scared to text back people I know in real life.
Yeah.
2 words: liquid courage.
Liquid courage. Oh yeah, because I was kind of drinking when I said, "Hey, yo, John Swayze, I'm gonna cosplay as Gasback from Trigun Badlands
Rumble.
Yeah, Badlands Rumble. Great movie, by the way. Great show too. But so you were talking about Swayze? Oh, you were talking about Swayze. Yeah, you met Olivia Swayze at Anime Midwest 22. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a pretty fun memory. Mine was, basically my very first con, how I got thrown deep into the Christian war.
It was like
there's nothing.
it was like a
that,
Fight
let's be
Club
honest.
moment. It was like a Fight Club moment. Like, you gonna join our group? You must do panels, and they are gonna be uncomfortable.
I think I remember now my favorite con memory before I met you guys.
Yeah, what's up?
I think it was CAD 2018, which was the only CAD I went to before I met you guys.
Yeah.
They had a Vocaloid concert there of the Vocaloid Ia, which I do have a cosplay of, but for that. And so, yeah, this is when I still pretty much did things alone at cons. So I just went to that concert by myself, and some guy sat next to me, but put his Nessoberry plushie between us, but it was a Terra Jumbo Nesso of Ruby from Love Live.
Wait, I thought you were bullshit when you said that you met a Ruby, like a Ruby obsessed person.
Yes. This guy just completely decked out in Ruby merch and with the 1 meter long, 100 centimeter long, gigantic plushie of Ruby and just sat her in the seat right between us.
Oh yeah, and for context to everyone listening, Hannah is like, of our group, the biggest Love Live fan imaginable. Like, right now she's wearing a
Nico Yazawa jacket.
Yeah.
Nico is my baby.
Yeah, Nico.
Nico, Nico,
Nico redacted.
Nico 9/11. Oh, but speaking of CAD, how about Wade over here shows us his night
here?
The reason our podcast is named what it is.
Well, how about you talk about the title of the show and why it's here?
Okay.
Because you're the main actor for this one.
So,
Yeah, Wade is the main character of our group, by the way.
oh, god damn it.
No edits.
We don't have a balcony here. Please don't.
Don't worry, I'll be fine. Anyway, so shut the fuck up. Anyway, so yeah, our group is called, our podcast is called Off the Balcony. Don't worry, that's not a joke about anything, serious like that. I'm going to explain to you where that name comes from. So, and please give commentary as necessary. So we were at CAD 2021.
Correct.
Which is it's legitimately one of my favorite cons. Like, we will be there, CAD 2022. Please come see us if you want to see us. We'd be happy to see you. But anyway,
please do it in both the early afternoon and late night. Because
yeah,
I may not remember you meeting you once.
Yeah,
visit us when we're sober and when we're not sober.
Yeah, if you want a coherent response, visit me on Saturday around noon.
Or Sunday during a Miyazaki panel.
Yeah, or Sunday. Okay, that's going to be part of the story. So anyway, we do CAD. This is 2021. Saturday. We had gotten drunk that Friday. I think, wasn't that the
I was your crutchy ass.
No. On the Friday to Saturday.
Yeah, we started.
Oh yeah, I got pretty fucked up that night too. Anyway, so I wake up, around 10 a.m., 10, 11 a.m. I wander on down to the vendor's hall. I'm just normal lazy con day. Before we start hosting panels, and then around 4 or 5 p.m. start drinking. I have 4 whiskey sours at the bar, and then I get a little. Actually, no, I drank a little bit before because we did the Berserk panel.
Yeah.
You remember that? We did the Berserk.
Yeah, you wanted to be sober for that one.
Yeah. So I'm kind of pre-gaming a little, low-key pre-gaming, just drinking some beer, just kind of soften myself up. So yeah, we drink some beer during that panel. We get out of the panel, we go to the bar, and I drink 3 to 4 whiskey sours.
Total was 4.
Yeah, it was 4, because I drank 3 in front of you guys, and then I stayed behind and drank another one at the bar.
Drinking alone.
No, I was just getting more, because those whiskey sours, for being so overpriced, they are actually pretty good. But then, so the way I'm sitting, there's that just massive shelf of, different types of drinks, and I see it. I see it about 5 feet in front of me. It's a bottle of Patron. I'm like, ooh, it's challenging me. It was like that Shaggy meme, are you challenging me? And I'm like, hey, barkeep, give me a shot of Patron.
Barkeep, what is this, like Middle Earth?
Yes, it is.
And she's like, yeah, sure. Pours me a shot of Patron, puts a lime in it. I take the lime out and eat it for some reason.
Down the hatch.
And then, take that sip of Patron, and then I get back up. Well, first I hang out with another group of friends who are people who go to cons too, just kind of saying, hey, what's up, kind of let the alcohol settle in me. And I get up to the hotel room, and, like, I'm trying to hold it together, but I am fucking losing it. I'm like, let's just go to the panel now. And, like, we get down there. It's a great show. I mean, it was a great show, wasn't it? Like it was a lot of fun.
On the list of our best shows.
Yeah. I mean, Steven's up.
Probably number 2 of the best shows, let's be honest.
Yeah. Steven, probably Amkey's probably the best that we've ever.
Yeah.
So Steven's up there, diagramming. I'm there, being obnoxious and everything. And then the panel ends. And so this is where my memory starts to get fucking faded.
We know Steven kind of carried you back to the room.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, let's start off right after the panel. We get told by the staff, hey, wrap it up. We have another panel going on.
Right.
Pretty soon. And they need their 10 minutes to set up. Like, okay, fine, that's cool. The wage shouts, follow me out, get outside.
Yeah.
And so Wade just like shoots out of there, just leaving us there. Jan spills whatever fucking drink he had. So Hannah,
because y'all were still drunk.
Yeah,
don't flatter yourselves.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna say anything different. Hannah's helping cleaning that up. I go out there to try to find Wade.
I'm out there like commiserating with people.
No, you weren't commiserating. You ran your ass right into the bathroom and just chucked up everything from your stomach. That's what you did.
No, that was up in the hotel room
and downstairs.
Wait, I vomited?
Yes.
Are you lying to me?
No.
I didn't know this.
Little known fact, Wade also has dementia.
Dude, I was fucking drunk as shit.
That was the Patron causing that. So he went in there, yacked it up, went out there, commiserated with everyone, took like a few drinks of Pink Whitney, I think, and then you fucking evaporated. I had no idea where the hell you went. So,
no, I went to that Mr. Agitator panel.
Oh yeah, that's where I found you.
Yeah. And then we went back up to...
We went up to floor 10 to meet some of his friends and tell him good night. Because he was insistent on it.
Yeah.
And then we went back down to the room.
Yeah, and that's when cuts out.
Like how Wade seems like a toddler in this.
Next morning, so I wake up next morning, I am like, my throat fucking hurts. I feel sweaty. I'm only like in my boxers. I'm like, what the fuck? And I go to the bathroom and I see like a ring of like red stuff around the toilet. Like, someone fucking die in here? What the fuck? And then I come back out to Steven, was Noah in the room with us?
So what happened after we got back to the hotel room was after me being a crutch to Wade and missing the hentai panel that I kinda wanted to go to, two across from me I actually got to go to.
And they got a good story about that.
I don't know if we should tell that story tonight or maybe...
Alright, maybe next time. Maybe next time.
I can tell it since I'm nice.
Okay.
So we get Wade back to the room, and Wade falls off my shoulder, even though he was wrapped around it like an absolute child. And he started to be woozy, and I started hearing stuff like he's like burping a lot, and then I hear the liquid start coming up his stomach. I just shove him to the bathroom, and that's where the red ring came from.
Yeah, no, I got that.
And then he did that. Our buddy Noah came into the room. He's like, "Hey, where's Wade? Is everything okay?" And just seconds after he says that, Wade just hurls again. So there's like,
I am nothing but a human onion.
so yeah, he did that, and Noah's like, "Oh, how bad did it get?" I'm like, "Did you not see him? He got pretty fucking bad."
Oh yeah, and that was pre-Jungle Juice too.
Yeah, it was pre-Jungle Juice, and then so Noah and I just sat up. I brought Slipknot just came out with their first whiskey, and so we were just trying that and sipping it, just watching where to go from bathroom to bed and back again, then bathroom to bed and back again. Then the next time, so we get up. and then Wade makes his way over. He'll tell this again, but it was from his memory, his point
Wade
of
is
view.
probably just in the bathroom right now. He just got up like a minute ago, so...
Yeah, but he'll correct me if I'm wrong, and we'll bring it back again. He gets up, goes to the bathroom, finds the red ring of death he made, promptly gets sick and throws up again, and that's when I wake up. And then I see him, like, oh, I need to go to the balcony for some air. So our room was facing towards...
Talking about the balcony now?
Yeah, how would you say that our room was facing?
Our room was...
Wait,
east
get into the
facing?
mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, our room was facing east. Did you tell him about when I left the room?
If you go to the Hyatt in Rosemont, it's like, you know where AnimeCon.org cons have the ramen bar? At least. Yeah, our room was like... Our balcony was pretty much like right above that big dome window.
We were on the eighth floor. From that room, we were probably southwest. On the balcony.
No, we were facing east because
we could see the east, but from the compass of the balcony.
Oh, sure.
Southwest.
Okay.
And then from Wade's memory, what happens?
So this is after we get through explaining what happened. And I didn't even know that I puked the first time down right after the panel. Like, okay, that's elite. So, back in the hotel room, it's Sunday morning. I'm like figuring out what happened. I don't remember much of it. I still don't remember much of it, to be honest. But I'm like, fuck this. I'm going down to the vendor hall just to kind of clear my head out. And
you didn't make it past the bathroom before you threw up.
No.
He had walked out the door.
No. I made it out the door. I went down to the elevator. I was headed to the elevator to the elevator bay, and I'm like feeling kind of bad the whole walk there. Then it's like, oh no.
Next thing I heard was just banging on the door. Let me the fuck in.
Yeah. And then I don't know. Did you answer the door? Who answered the door?
I forget.
It was me. I go, hey, what's up? You just barged past me.
I pushed past him. I run. I'm like snaking through all the debris.
Like run past the bathroom. Nobody was even in the
then
bathroom.
I wrench that door open, and then I go to the balcony. I literally shove myself against the concrete of the balcony, like right over the top, right over the balcony. And then it's like, again.
So those first two times actually didn't hit the balcony. It hit the gravel top. What actually hit was when he was going for his the
finisher.
The finisher with all just the bile and like just the absolute suffering that is. That caught some air from the draft and just sailed itself onto the glass top. The glass top, which usually is where the ramen bar for Anime Midwest is hosted.
And it was on a ramen bar,
and it was there for Cat, and it was open.
You mean Magic?
It was open for Cat too.
Yeah, Cat was where your puke incident.
No, I know that, but I'm like the stain itself. So,
the ramen is hilarious.
So like the ramen bar was still in that hall, right?
Yeah.
Because I never go to the ramen. Oh shit, it was because I was like, dude, there's some spoons down here. We need to mix drinks with those. So anyway, after the end of that, I'm like, I feel like Denzel Washington in that movie Flight after he did like a rail of cocaine. I'm like, shit, I'm back. I'm like giggling to myself, and I walk back out like completely just, fucking re-energized, even though I still felt pretty shitty that day. But that was...
And then we went down to host a family panel.
Yeah, so what actually happened was we hosted the Miyazaki panel.
Like the most wholesome movies ever made.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So, it's like out there, there were families out there. There were
it's like moms, dads, and their little kids.
Yeah. It's
like a whole family dressed in Demon Slayer costumes.
Yeah, we saw some people like that. And then we're playing Miyazaki songs out of our iPhones, like the "Hey, let's go,"
the Ponyo theme and everything like that.
Yeah. And here I come in the Totoro
hoodie
that I had with like a cup of water. Like,
the bag under the bags
that
under
bucket hat you always wear when you're drunk.
yeah, the bucket hat that I got right next to me right now. I got this on, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the bucket hat that makes you look like the guy from New Radicals.
the bags under this man's eyes could tell a story of a wartime vet.
Yeah, I'm just like, because I think I had to go out and get some water. I think I might have gone.
Thrice.
Yeah, because I was just not. I was like, and like all these cutesy like Miyazaki songs are playing. And I'm just like, oh,
it was
fuck.
your Krusty the Clown moment.
Yeah.
Or if you any of you ever seen that movie Blades of Glory, where like Will Smith's character,
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell's character has to
Will
be
Smith might be in a couple of years.
had to be like this like cute kid's character, even though he was like a raging alcoholic. Think of him as like a member of the Motley Crue, except in figure skating.
Yeah.
If a member of Motley Crue was part of the Wiggles.
Yes.
So I come out there, I got like Totoro across my chest, and I'm feeling like, oh fuck, let me go back to the hotel room, please. And then I sit down and I kind of like am, I think I did okay during that panel, but
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. It was.
but I was like, inside I was dying. I was just like, and when we got into your car and you drove us back home, I took an hour-long nap. Easy.
Yeah, we dropped Dion off back at his place, and then we started going out. Wade just fucking passed right the fuck out.
Oh yeah, I was gone. And during that panel, I was like, anytime one of the other people would answer a question about Miyazaki, my head would be resting up against the mic, like.
No, not even against the mic. You have your hand in your head, and sometimes you'd hit the mic by accident.
Yeah. Just like, oh.
I mean, I think if I was in your position, my first instinct when I had a moment to myself was just say the Lord's Prayer on repeat.
Right. I mean,
It could be worse. Could be me in Memphis.
yeah. Hey.
Oh, we should talk about the disaster that was.
Oh,
The disaster.
The con itself was amazing. It just felt like it was
that?
National Lampoon's
Yeah,
Con
it felt,
Weekend.
Yeah,
it felt
what's
like
that?
a National Lampoon movie.
So let me set this tale. So we drive down. We decided to
We
stay.
live in the middle of Illinois, and we decided to drive down to Memphis.
I live in the Chicagoland area, but
and we met up in the middle of.
yeah.
So we decided to stay at my place, and Miss Hannah over here
I
has a condition where she
I have seizures like every few months,
and she did not take her medication before going to bed.
Yeah,
because
my suitcase was underneath everybody else's, so I didn't want to bother everybody by having everybody take out their suitcases to grab my meds and then
even
take
though
them
we
back
did
in,
that three
so-
times for you on to search for something.
Yeah, so I just, I thought, I take meds every day. There's probably enough in my system. I'll be fine for a while, so.
Sure.
I didn't take my meds the night before we drove down, and
But you
I
did
didn't
take
take them the morning before we got to.
That's
So
okay.
I was like a full 24 hours without my meds.
yeah.
So then we get down to Memphis. Nice 6.5 hour drive. Some of this Boomland was a nice attraction.
We'll talk about Boomland and the hellscape of Arkansas later.
So we get down there. Wade and I are trading off driving. So we get down to the hotel, pull in, get everything taken care of, and then
Enter the con, and it's great. Like,
great times.
we get in, get our panel badges. Everything's great.
Hannah gets
I
changed
decided
to her cosplay, and
After I got changed, I decided to take a little walk down to the vendor's hall to see what was down there, and just like a little bit after I got down there, I started having a really bad headache, and
that's when she found Hanayo.
yeah, so I saw a Nesselberry plushie of Hanayo from Love Live, which is Wade's best girl after I showed him Love Live.
Yeah.
So
she messaged me.
I sent him a picture of it.
Yeah, and I immediately just rushed down to the convention. Like, I'm like, not even knowing anything about, Hannah having a headache. And I immediately just come down there, no bullshit, come down there, bye, Hanayo. And I'm like,
and I just walk back to the room with him.
yeah. We go back up to the room.
We imitate Breaking Bad by making the cowboy Kool-Aid in the bathtub.
I thought we had already done that before.
I was in the middle of making that.
I was.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. And so we're in the middle of that, and then that's when...
Yeah, my headache started feeling worse, so I think I decided to go into the bathroom just to get a little bit of quiet, just to rest my head a bit, and then, which I realized, this is getting worse, so I walked out of the bathroom, and that's when you guys noticed I was looking a bit funny.
Yeah, no. Let me tell you, that was, and this is no bullshit, that was one of the scariest things I had ever seen. Was you having a seizure, because your mouth was open, your eyes were like wide, like you looked like you'd seen a ghost. And I even like said, "Hey, are you okay?" And then she
gently put herself on the ground because I believe she knew it was coming.
Yeah, there's like a special feeling in my head where I just know one's gonna happen. It's like I can't stop it. I know it's gonna happen, so I just use that 1 minute of clarity to make myself safe.
And here's the thing: before I was embarrassed, I'll say it now. I was having a come apart when Hannah was having, because I had never seen one before.
Yeah. So our rules during that time was Hannah was having the seizure, of course. Jan was attending to Hannah, making sure she didn't hurt herself that much. Wade was freaking the fuck out, and I was Wade's calm down button.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is pretty funny in hindsight.
I just want to imagine you just slapped Wade across the face. Get a hold of yourself.
Well,
I almost did.
Well, because, I did come around because, I didn't want to have to, send Hannah off to a hospital or anything.
Yeah, we've been in Memphis for at least 3 extra days after that.
Yeah. Obviously, didn't want that to happen. So, Steven, basically said, no, this just has to happen. And I'm like, okay, all right, fine, we'll let it happen.
Yeah, this was
and Jan, to his credit, was absolute exactly what to do. Keep Hannah
I've had one in front of Jan before, so I mean, I've given him the what to do if I have one lecture a few times at least.
Yeah. I mean, basically, I don't know if you know anyone with epilepsy or not, so I'm not a doctor or anything, but in Hannah's case, if her seizure lasts more than a few minutes.
Yeah, more than 5 minutes is the general rule.
Yeah, and you had gone through it in probably
everyone who's ever seen me
2
have
minutes, maybe?
my family
60 to 90 seconds.
Yeah, it wasn't
everybody who's ever seen me have a seizure say it's only been never more than a minute.
But keep in mind, I know we're cracking jokes at my expense, and it's funny, but it's I had never seen a seizure ever up to that point, so I didn't know what to expect. So it's I
feel like I more treat it as a joke because I feel like this just kind of happens to me every few months ever since I turned 16. So I'm 21 now, so just it just happens. I've been fine after it happens every single time. So to me, it's just more of an annoyance.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, you and Jan handled it like pros, and Steven did too. I just had never seen it happen before.
I mean, I understand,
But when you started to, come off of it, there was a month.
The first thing I said when she started coming up, I'm like, "Hey, Jan, her toes look a bit crossed. You want to undo those for me?"
Yeah.
I was crossing my toes.
Your second and third toes.
So we had
the
Hanyo plushie with us. And we're like, hey, do you recognize this? And you said Hanayo.
And
then Jan was going through her list of
what is your name?
Yeah, what's your name? You know who I am? You know who X or who know
Do you know
where
we are?
You know where we are? And we hit that question, and she said the town where we all came from. At least 3 of us came from, and we all just looked at each other. We're like,
she's not there yet. She needs a little bit more time in the oven.
And I don't know if this is cringe or not, but one of the questions I asked was literally a JoJo reference, but it's okay because she's a JoJo fan.
I love JoJo.
I asked.
What was it?
I asked her who sang the parody of of Michael Jackson's "Beat It." Al Yankovic.
Okay. And then there was a very definite moment where you snapped out of it and you were like back to yourself.
Yeah, it was like a faulty restart where she would try to, like we would sit her down on the bed, she would try to get back up, and then we try to sit her back down on the bed a bit further up the bed, and then she'd try to get back up
it was
again.
like,
so we were like, you know what, we're just gonna put her on the chair, and she just stayed there.
Okay, imagine like the worst drunk you've ever had. Imagine that times like 100.
I actually do love hearing about this because, like, yeah, to me, having seizures, like, and from my perspective, is like that feeling. It's like me having seizures, like, from my perspective, it's just like the feeling that I'm gonna have it, then just me kind of feeling myself tense up, then blacking out, and then just the moment where my brain finally comes back to me and I'm fully conscious again. So I actually do kind of love hearing about, like, that moment where it's like that, like, half an hour block where I'm still just messed up out of my mind.
My absolute favorite part about that, even though that's a little bit morbid to say it in retrospect, was we were using, she was starting to heat up. Had a fever, and so we used a Budweiser can to cool down her forehead.
That's actually my first memory of my brain coming back to me, is just me sitting in a chair with, I think it was Jan, just rubbing a cold beer bottle on my head like an ice
beer can.
It was a physical can. And the best part was, like, we left it off to the side, and then Wade just looks at it and said, "Can I have that when you're done?" And I'm like, that's the first question you ask her out of the seizure.
I mean,
the first one. All right.
I mean, to be fair, we needed a moment of levity. Like, we were at a con, and everything.
Yeah, and I was just about to have like a fucking come apart.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? And then it's like, okay, Hannah's gonna be okay, and like Jan knows that Hannah's gonna be okay.
The worst injuries I had were just like my legs feeling a little bit tense for a bit, and I also bit my tongue when it happened. So, like, a little area of my tongue was swollen up for a few days.
I'm surprised your feet didn't hurt because you were kicking that door pretty hard.
Yeah.
Also, another, like...
Was her feet facing the wall? Or
another thing about seizures, you should know that the whole, like, biting your tongue off, that's a myth.
Don't stick things down in her tongue. Don't do that.
Yeah. Oh, you want to know what the real kicker was?
What?
Yeah. Now, that seizure happened, like, around, like, 4 p.m., right, that day, and... Yeah, I went on stage to host a panel at 7 p.m.
Real fucking champ hours.
Yeah. Hannah is one of our
drunk,
was the hero of the weekends.
Drunk, by the way. She got drunk after that, so
we didn't have any.
Probably not the healthiest thing.
I mean, I feel like I needed a drink after just how tense my legs were.
And you were the only one to receive the pizza man too.
Oh yes.
Okay,
so
let's backtrack before the pizza man real quick, right? So. At this point, I've been making the Cowboy Kool-Aid with 24 beers, so that's all that I can get a hold of. So then we get to West Memphis. Yeah, West Memphis.
That was in Arkansas.
Ew. And then so we get that 30-pack of Bud Light. I'm like, all right, let's get this going. So we get that in there, and I have a tumbler that you can buy from medicare.sulfide.com. That is Ethan Ralph, Rage Pig, and he says it's not true. It's Rage Pig hollering, whatever.
Hooting and or what does he say?
I'm gonna holler.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't say it, but we all meme it. It's great. So I had about 5 of those over the course of the night, on top of other assorted booze, and
we all drank our way through that night.
Yeah. So then we're all plastered, and I order like $90 worth of Pizza Hut via DoorDash. One, worst mistake, if you're gonna get Pizza Hut, just do it through their own home site. 2, after that order, I was just like listening about, and then I just blacked out because I barely know what happened. But what was told to me, and what everyone can confirm, is that
you passed out, then Wade passed out, and then Jan passed out, and
then we were committing auditory terrorism to Hannah, so she couldn't sleep.
And all 3 of you were snoring, and I wasn't drunk enough to pass out, but I was just laying in bed, just thinking, oh my god, shut up!
If any of you ever watched Game of Thrones, and that scene where Dion was under siege and like hearing the horns all the time, like, that was basically it.
Or think about like that episode of Jimmy Neutron where Jimmy was like with the Weezer family,
or better yet, during like the Waco like
Oh, where they would
standoff.
blast like noises of dying rabbits and shit.
Yeah, like have you ever heard of the noise of dying rabbits? It's terrifying. It just goes like this.
Right.
Anyway, so well, I couldn't sleep because these guys were snoring too loud, and then eventually I just heard a knock on our room door, and I just shouted, "Hey guys, the pizza's here!"
No response.
Yeah, you guys are passed the fuck out, so it's like, oh, fine, gotta do everything myself here, so I
4
opened the
hours
door.
out from having a seizure, by the way. Or no, more like 6 hours
Yes.
out.
6, maybe 7.
Yeah.
6, 7 hours out from
I
having
was
a
gonna
seizure.
say 8 hours actually, but yeah, so I was the only one awake to go. It's like there were like 2 pizza boxes right outside our door, so I just grabbed those, like kind of moved them onto the floor, just like kind of between the beds.
8
just-
apiece and went to sleep.
Yeah, just sat down, just hunched over the pizza box, eating a slice of pizza, and then crawled back into bed and fell asleep.
Next morning, I get up. I'm feeling a bit.
You went harder more than
yeah.
any of us combined.
I mean, you could do your panel less the night before.
Yes, I was doing. That was the debut of my anime music panel where I didn't play any music.
Yeah,
Your Anime Magic one was way better, but
Yes,
let's talk
I'll-
about the aftermath of your Memphis
here,
one.
I'm gonna go to
All
bed.
right, cool.
I wake. So the anime magic with the not magic blues. The panel that I did was really good since I was able to actually have 2 microphones. I was able to pass it around,
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
one by me and keep one for everyone else. So it was really more of like a chill. I figured Friday night, everyone's kind of tired from traveling. I don't want to. Like, I wasn't in the condition to perform. Anyway, but
Because we had already started drinking.
and I was like,
You know,
and I was like,
especially after Hannah's seizure, we all needed a de-stressor.
and I went too hard in the paint, and it was like 19 cheeks to the wind. So I was like trying to play, but my fingers didn't work. So I was like, you know what? This is just now gonna be a big blue. I had brought an acoustic guitar, big blue ornament for this while we just casually talk about anime while I'm dressed up in a set of scrubs that no one got the reference to. And then after I drink all the cowboy Kool-Aid and force myself to have a 6th one because I'm absolutely stupid. I wake up the next morning and I'm feeling okay. Like I would need water, but we're fine. And then I'm like, oh, pizza's right here. I can probably eat like I can eat a piece and be okay, rest my stomach. That was the wrongest decision I've made in my life. Because I eat that stale piece of pizza, it hits my, like the first couple bites hit my stomach and my stomach's like, ding dong, bitch. So I go to the restroom to start banging on the door and Wade's like, calm down, I'm just about done. I'm like, I'm gonna throw up if you don't open this door right the fuck now.
And then I zip out, and
then I start throwing up, and during that, Jan and Wade, these 2 fucking morons, go ahead and say what you said during that time.
another all-time banger from the kill stream. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We heard you in there say, "Fuck you." It's the funniest fucking thing. It was the funniest moment of the weekend, honestly.
So I hear that, and then I come out. Fun fact about me: after I vomit, all the capillaries in my head just like kind of bust. So,
Yeah.
So it just kind of looked like I got assaulted with the acid from the vomit splashback. So then I come outside and Wade's like, Jesus, what happened to you? I'm like, war happened.
And then the running joke for us after we learned what happened to Steven was Steven had a war with the toilet and the pizza pulled an assist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, another running joke from that weekend is that, like Elvis, Steven lost a battle with a toilet in Memphis.
Right?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And
then I was actually scared to drink another drop of that cowboy Kool-Aid that entire weekend because I did not want that shit happening again.
But you did, didn't you?
I finished off the shot that Swayze didn't take, so it was fine.
I mean, in all of my cons I've been with you guys, I haven't thrown up, but I think my seizure counts for like 3.
I mean,
You have one more after
Yeah.
Tad.
Hey, yeah. So that means Zap. Hey, we're gonna be looking for you.
Yeah. My time to shine.
I mean, I have never puked at a con yet. Like,
Actually, the funny thing was my girlfriend, who we took to Anime Midwest, jumped on me once, like that morning.
Yeah, no, it's like how we sleep at cons. Me and Jan share a bed, and then Wade and his girlfriend shared a bed, and then Steven slept on the floor.
I got a cot. I'm civilized.
Yeah, but like,
And so,
But then again, Anime Midwest is also held in the same place that Midwest Fur Fest is, so I'm thinking those four get the raw end of the deal. Because there's a good chance that a room party more than likely happened in our hotel room because it's Midwest Fur Fest and all
you know it.
tests and they don't wash the sheets.
all right, Hannah, continue.
Okay, so like Midwest Saturday, we were all waking up in the morning. How I woke Jan up was just kind of just cuddling his head into my tits, just slowly petting his head. Wake up, buddy.
and Heather was like, "How difficult do I want my day to be? Fuck it, I choose violence today."
Heather
and then
literally just jumped on you. Wake up!
and then I push her off of me, run to the bathroom, fucking vomit.
Actually, honestly, should tell about the interesting day that was Sunday at Memphis?
Yes, we should.
Wait, what about it?
We forgot to finish the National Lampoon's Con Vacation on the drive back home.
Hold on.
But no, this actually kind of does bring me back around to a favorite con memory now that they said head pillow or lap pillow, whatever. For Zap, 2022, I believe.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, Zap of this year. We some of us had one of us had a family event that had ended up canceling the room. So I, in a panic during work, driving a car, don't worry about it, ordered a room off. I got one of the suites on the 6th floor, really nice suite, office suite, separate bedroom with a door. That'll come back later. And I ordered that room at like probably 164 a night. So we get there. I didn't know. I just thought I put one bedroom room, ended up being a suite, and got in. So we make the reservation. I check in. We get our bags up, and we go to the floor. Turns out to be one cat with a pull-out bed option, and then there's the bedroom. The bedroom has a door on it.
Oh.
And by the grace of God or the stupidity of both me and Wade, we decided to put Jan and Hannah in that room. They did not capitalize on the opportunity.
Here's the thing, and before we get too deep into these stories, I appreciate you guys for being so understanding during that time. I was the one having a family emergency. My beloved grandmother had recently passed away, and we had to have a bunch of family get-togethers to celebrate her life, and I was more than happy to do both at the same time. It was just very stressful, but the con was a very much needed bright point in my life at that time.
Pour one out to Grandma.
Yeah,
we did a shot to Grandma with.
We did do a shot to Grandma, and we hosted some pretty epic panels that weekend. Like we did the Sonichu.
Yeah, we did Sonichu, but
we did our
Jan
first.
Was hiccuping the whole time.
That was pretty fun. We did the wrestling panel, which the wrestling panel is a panel that I love to do now.
We also I think that was the premiere of Lost Media.
Yeah.
Lost Media was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was actually the one I posted right after I had my seizure in Memphis.
Yeah. And Lost Media is fun. Did you ever watch that Nexpo video that I sent you about?
Which one?
Nexpo,
I know the guy. I don't know.
He did like a whole deep dive on Lost Media.
I probably have seen it then.
Okay, because there's some fucking weird ones in that you would probably like, because some of them are like popularly released movies. You'd probably like that. But yeah, I mean, Zap was still fun. This year's Zap is going to be way better because, like, I mean, we could say I don't foresee any family emergencies, but like, we're going to Zap this year. 100%. We're going to Zap. We're going to do panels. We're going to give you a great show. It's going to be an awesome time.
Speaking of doing panels, how about we talk about my Anime Musical Night Magic, because that was a fun event. So if I will put in probably the description or something, The video that was sent to me of my performance was great. I just never like to listen to my own voice in recordings. The panel was basically asking everyone what their favorite entrance or EP or favorite OST to an anime was, and so we go around the room and I wait till about 5 minutes till the panel has to end, and then I whip up the 7-string and I play the rumbling. Now, to do that cover took me about 6 months.
Of practicing?
Of practicing. So I put the time and effort in, and got that taken care of. So then I'll put that video probably in here because I can't explain it from the guy playing the guitar. I can just say I critique myself so much, like messing up fingerings and whatnot, but not many people notice. If you're a fan of anime, I don't think you're that much of a fan of music. Everyone else, Wade, Hannah, and Jan had a fun time. They started singing. That was great. Actually helped me keep in time.
I lose it all.
Slip and fall. I will never get away.
And make sure you don't have any cats in the area. But other than that, I really liked that panel. And the one time I said, at one point I said, if hopefully this sounds good because we're trying our best here. And someone from probably the mid to the back of the room said, "No matter what you do, you sound great." And I go, "Oh, thanks." Yeah. I'll remember that comment for the next 10 years.
And I did run into that guy at like one of our other panels. He's a great guy. I think you know him.
And was it Mark?
I think it was
the
Mark.
guy with the black curly hair?
Yeah. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, I've actually known him on Instagram for a few years because he was at a JoJo meetup I went to at, I actually think my very first CAD, the CAD 2018, one I went to before I even met you guys.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we loved about Anime Magic was just all the great people who were there. Like, not just, like, people, it was almost like a hodgepodge of people we had met from other cons were coming into this one con and just saying, "Hey, we loved what you were doing. Hey, we wanted to do a panel kind of in the style of what you were doing, this, that, and the other thing." And it was great.
It was like panel networking, if I'd have really put it.
Yeah. And then Steven went out and found this party and gave them all the jungle
let's
juice.
go to that part. All right.
That's a funny fucking story.
So we finished our back-to-back panels of, I can't remember what the first one was, but our last one of the night was Sonichu. And so after that, one of our friends, Lee, said,
Shout out to Lee.
Shout out to Lee.
As crazy as you are, we love you.
You should be a guest on our panel, on our show.
Podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can...
We'll read Nostradamus together.
Oh,
We'll make
but getting back on track, he said, so the Cowboy Kool-Aid takes around 3.5-4 gallons of the 5-gallon...
in the camping jug, right?
Yeah, not the camping jug. Ripped camping jug, by the way. It got full of mold and I couldn't control it and couldn't wash it out, so I just chucked it. But we still have the igloo football container.
All 3.
It lasted a whole summer.
I had like you see like sports and like the football players use like the igloo for Gatorade. I put the Cowboy Kool-Aid in that, so it takes about 3.5, 4 gallons of it. So we had about 2.5, 3 gallons left. I'm like, okay, how the hell am I gonna parse this out? Because I can't take it back. It's about 2 in the morning. There's no way we're gonna drink this. Wade and Jan are passing out, and so is Hannah. So Lee's like, "Hey, come over here. Like, there's this party going on." I'm like, "All right, shit, why not?" So then I take my stuff over. Lee helps me out and set up the Cowboy Kool-Aid. I repeat myself ad nauseum what's in it. People drank it. People loved it.
Yeah, I'll bet.
And then I also had a Coke bottle mixed with rum tequila in there, and some people were using that to make Jack and Coke. Gave a little bit extra spice to the Jack, didn't it? So,
probably fucked up some people's mornings, let's be honest.
Let's see how many missed checkout because of that.
Missed checkout. We barely made checkout, and I wasn't even that fucked up getting to checkout.
I was mainly just tired.
Yeah. I mean, we made it just in time.
I get there. I'll tell you my experience since I was the only one to go to that party. So I get there. get the setup, get everyone asking for a drink and whatnot. So I go snag some cups, come back. People asking me, I repeat ad nauseum what the recipe is. Then my favorite part comes out back to the end where we have to keep tipping over the thing, and it feels like I have to tip it over my shoulder just to get some stuff out. So, and I said, how about this? How about we pour it out into cups? It worked. Poured more out on the table than into the cups, but it worked. Because I get a picture from Wade the next morning while I'm packing up and doing stuff. It's like, hey, I wonder why this spot is orange. Cowboy Kool-Aid is orange. So it just left the mark there. So at the end of that night, before I had to go to bed because it was 3:30 in the morning and I couldn't go on, we had probably 8 to 10 cups of Cowboy Kool-Aid left, and then 2 to 4 cups of the Coke and Rum Tequila that people still use to chase their jack. So if unless anyone else has any other comments, I guess I'm gonna wait a little bit for him to come back.
Let's wait for Wade to come
But,
back. Before
Should we still
wrap
talk
up?
about like the insanity that was Sunday of life?
Yes, we'll finally finish up the Memphis story. Because this.
Yeah, we keep jumping back and forth between cons, but now we're gonna finish up Memphis, aka National Lampoon's Con weekend.
So I guess I can start a little bit since it's
you were the driver.
I was the driver. So
well, actually, this starts a little bit before. The insanity actually begins with me like walking to and back to Beale Street, which Beale Street is the iconic drinking street in Memphis, because I needed to get a gift for my siblings because
more important, it's like it
Barbecue.
It celebrates not even barbecue.
If
It
you've,
celebrates
lis-
music
if you've
and
listened
wrestling.
to Walking in Memphis, it's in the chorus.
Yeah,
Are we talking about Memphis again?
Yeah,
We're telling the story of Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Beale Street, for those who don't know, or for an audience who somehow found this, Beale Street is basically like is country or music Hollywood, or instead of stars they have notes. And then like Elvis, Johnny Cash has their own musical notes, Hard Rock Cafe, stuff like that.
Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, Louis Armstrong. So Jan went down to go get some souvenirs for his family, and he went down and back. I had no doubt that he was gonna make it back in time. It was mostly Hannah and Wade were basically freaking the fuck out about it. But other than that, Jan came back in time, down and back, got popcorn and other assorted souvenirs. But the most important part is we get done with the panel for the rest of the afternoon, and we go back. Wade's driving there. We take breaks. We get Subway at a gas station, and
In southern Illinois, we were way out of the south by this point.
Well, depends on where you put the Mason-Dixon line. Honestly.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But Jan ordered the latest possible train to make sure we had buffer room to get back, which was about what time was that train at?
9:30.
Yeah,
or no, 8:30.
Yeah, it was at 8:30. So we get to that point, and we're driving on the highway, and we realized at the current rate of speed that we were going, we weren't going to be back even in my hometown until probably about 8:30. And then Jan tries to call his brother to see if he could pick him up, and his brother had come down with COVID. So it really was train or bust. So
Yeah.
and
this was the epic. This would have been a climax for a movie at this point.
Yeah, all of us, especially Jan, we really need to get home that day because Jan started a new job that day, Monday.
The next day. So when if everyone remembers that if we were all younger, we had this one thing that we were very, very into. Mine was trains and train trivia. And I knew at the time that passenger trains could not go faster than 80 miles an hour down the railroad tracks in the United States. So I cranked the car at speed to about between 85 and 90.
And this was funny because it's like on the way down when I let Steven drive, it's like, okay, please be careful, please be careful. Then when we're going back up north, go.
It was really like it went from like a concerned mom having the first time driver to drunken hungover dad just trying to get home as fast as he possibly could. Yeah, it was a nice trip, and that train trivia plus the timing at the gas station too was really
Perfect timing. Like, it
Absolutely
could
perfect.
not have been more perfect.
Yeah, I think the train literally rolled in as Jan was going through the train station door.
Yeah. And you know what? It all worked out in the end because he got on the right train. We waited to hear confirmation that he was heading north. It all worked out in the end.
Yep. And then everybody else went home.
Yeah. It was kind of the perfect climax to an almost movie-like weekend.
Moral of the story, next time we go to Memphis, let's maybe add an extra day to our trip.
Yeah. And we will, and like, as long as everything works out with scheduling, we will be back in Memphis because Memphis was an amazing convention.
Yeah, I will try not to have another seizure.
Take your meds, you damn woman.
Hey, that day actually was the longest I've ever gone without taking my meds.
And look what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, so I am 99% of the time great about taking my meds, so that'll probably never happen again.
You even said, I wonder what happens if I don't take my meds this time. We found out.
Yeah.
So I do want
Moral
to.
of the story: if you people take Keppra, 1,000 milligram Keppra, you need it.
So let me just real quick because I can kind of sense that we want to wind this down here soon. But cons that we will be at in the future. For our we'll call it our 2023 tour. Cons we will definitely be at.
We'll be at Con Alt Delete in December.
Con Alt Delete in December. We'll be at Anime Zap in East Peoria, January 2023. We'll be at Amkey in February 2023. We will be at Anime Midwest in July of 2023. We'll be at Anime Zing in August of 2023.
And we'll try to be at Anime Blues in Memphis in around June.
June.
Have they released the dates for that yet?
No, they haven't, and I've been on the horn with them trying to figure out when the dates will be. And we're also going to try to make Colossal Con that year because that's like
Colossal Con North.
Yeah.
The one that used to be
Kenpai Con or whatever.
Kenpai Con.
Yeah, because you know what? I want to have a rum runner while I'm hosting a panel. Okay, so we'll try to be at that panel. And I also want to give a shout out to all the characters that come to our cons. You know what I mean? Lee, like Mark and his daughter, the wrestling fans. Hey, Mark.
Grape Girl.
Mark, we saw your son at a wrestling show. He's great. He's an animal in the ring,
Oh, wait, no, it wasn't Kenpai Con. It used to be Daisho Con.
Yeah, Daisho
but now
Con.
it's
Daisho
Colossal
Con.
North.
The curly-haired guy you were talking about?
Yeah, Mark.
Is his name Mark, too?
Yep, Mark.
Okay, other Mark.
M-A-R-C.
Okay, other Mark. Steven is going to be riding off that comment for years, so...
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, right? Everyone else, Gibbs, thank you for coming. You're always great. We love to see everyone who comes to come up and introduce yourselves. We love to hear from you. You are awesome. You are the reason why we do what we do.
We love having friends.
Yeah, well...
I need more friends. Please be my friend. This is my final message.
Let's all love Hannah. Let's all love Hannah. Let's all love Hannah.
Yeah, Yana's saying I should do the Komi-san challenge, where I try to make 100 friends. So who wants to be the first?
You don't get a discount on your room. No refunds.
You don't get to share a bed with me. He's the only one.
She pointed at Jan for those. Because we're not going to have visuals for this.
Oh, yeah.
So
We're not pretty enough to have our faces, and
we also don't have enough room for a camera.
Yeah.
But, we love fan interaction. It's great. We meet new people, new experiences. Also, I will be performing probably the same song, or if anyone remembers Jew Meter Mary from the early 2010s, if you do, I feel sorry.
Rip to you.
Rip to you and Angry 3-piece.
I want a 3-piece. Let's go to KFC.
I will be performing that at the next Anime Music as my little surprise. If this comes out, I pretty much have that song down. It's just a few extra parts I need to get done. Other than that, I believe that we set our con schedule. We'll start the cascade of drunkenness with CAD 2022.
Woo.
And with that, thank you for joining us. This has been Off the Balcony.
Off the Balcony with the Christian and the Hedgehogs and the boys.
Shout out! What was that one? Was that
That was CAD 21 where they fucked up our panel name.
They fucked up our panel names, and Wade fucked up his liver.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.